Okay. Well, congratulations on you guys being the ones on time today. I'm so excited that you're here. And I know in real estate world, sometimes being on time is hard. And yet I know a couple of you that are consistently on time. So congrats to you. And today is our CEO Blueprint call inside the Legacy Collaborative. We do have these twice a month. The Facebook community is called the Legacy Collaborative. Make sure that you're sharing consistently in there to get referrals, asking questions, share ideas of what's working for you in your business, because we have exchanged a lot of business referrals in the past 12 months inside of there, and I'm super excited about it. And yes, they are local and international referrals. So people are getting business and helping support each other in there. And I'm so excited for that. And we have this scheduled inside the Legacy Collaborative twice a month so that you can select it. You can register for any topics that are of interest for you. All of the CEO Blueprint calls are free and just in gratitude for you being a part of the network. And then if you are somewhere in your business, no matter what kind of real estate business you're growing, where you have interest in having a higher level of support or partnership, I do also offer group and one-on-one coaching. There's a group starting tomorrow that has 2 spots available. That's going to be a small group. And then I do one-on-one coaching as well. And some of you are already familiar with me because I've either spoken or been a part of or been a coach for something that you are involved in. And I'm just super grateful that you're here today. It's going to be a fun hour. It's going to fly by. And what we're going to do today is take what you've already built in your business to the next level. So today is actually for anybody that just knows you have a great business happening and you're really looking to make it 10% better, 50% better for the rest of the year. And we're going to go through a process that many of my coaching clients are familiar with, but we're going to go through the overview of it. So all of you will walk away today with a plan where you can take what you've already been doing and make it better. Are you excited about that? Yes? Awesome. Okay. Nina just posted the form inside the chat, so make sure you select that. And we're going to have you open it up. Everyone do thumbs up or just post in the chat, got it, as soon as you have that pulled up, and you're going to be able to type in it. Was everyone able to get it pulled up well? Yes? Okay, wonderful. Okay, great. We're going to get started. So for all of you who already know me and those of you who don't know me well yet, what you know about me is the way that we do business matters just as much as that we have business. So this is all about making sure that we build your business in alignment with your values, because as I've been paying close attention to top producers across the country and globally over the past 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, what I've recognized is even people who were maybe transactional at one point or who were highly productive at one point, the ones that have business that has grown when other people's business has gone backwards or when markets have shifted downwards are focused on being relationship-based businesses. So we just want to make sure that what you are doing in your life is priority and that you're leaning into that and developing your business out of that. So you'll see at the very top of what I shared with you, we're actually going to focus on your top 5 life values first. So what I want you to do right now is take the next 2 minutes to complete that at the top of the form. What your top 5 life values are, not as if I pulled your calendar up today, but as if we were celebrating your life, and they're the top 5 values that you want everyone around you to know that were the biggest priority for you. So examples might be your faith, your family, experiences, wealth, growth, whatever the things are that you really want your entire life to be about. If you think about when you were born and the day that you're going to go on to heaven, that dash in between, what are the top 5 one-word life values that you care about your life representing? And that's what we're going to list in there. Maybe your calendar or the way you spend your time or money is a little bit off from there now, but we're just going to choose intentionally starting today that that's going to be the values that your life stands for. And then go ahead and enter those on the top of the form. And then after that, I'm going to have a couple of you share what you put on there because you know I'm a highly interactive person. So hi, Tiffany. It's so nice to see your beautiful face.
Hi.
Tiffany, there is a fillable form that was just shared again in the chat. So you actually can pull that up and be able, unless you're driving. Are you parked?
So I am parked for
Perfect.
the moment, but
Okay.
yeah, I will pull up the fillable. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Some of you that have already been in this conversation often with me, this probably was super easy for you to fill out. So go ahead and come off mute and share with me some of the values that you listed or what your top 5 life values are. At least 2 of you. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So you were a little delayed jumping on, but I'm so glad you're here, Tiffany. So what we're doing is on that form at the top, everyone's listing their top 5 life values before we dive into the lead generation systems. And so I'm just asking everyone what some of their top 5 life values are and having 2 people share what they are right now, if you have an idea of what yours are.
Mine's definitely, work-life balance, and alignment, just alignment with purpose and
So living your life in alignment with your purpose and making sure you have balance between work and life.
mhm,
Those are 2 great
yes.
ones. I love that. Who else has that? Okay, well, I shared mine. It's super important that you have them down, even if you didn't choose to unmute yourself, because we're going to build everything else in alignment with this. And I want to be sure that you have that basic foundation to build everything forward from. Many times when we build a big business, we seem to think that attracting people to do business with from the outside and then working on the inside of our life or the inside of our business works best, when in actuality, it's really an inside out job, right? And the more that we focus on being in alignment with our values daily, the more we actually can attract business with people that we want to do business with, whether we're hiring talent, whether we are attracting clients into our business. So that is why we started with the values and why it's super important that you don't skip this part. So we're going to move into the next part, and wherever you are, make sure you get ready to start sharing because this is going to be interactive the whole time. So get ready for that. So when we move into the next section, or the section right before that, you'll see where it says your identity statement. And who here, raise your hand, digital or physical, if you've had experience in writing a statement about your identity before, of choosing the kind of person you are, or an I am statement. Raise your hand or just do it digital. Don't worry, I won't call on you right now. I just want to hear who has experience with that. Okay. All right. I didn't see anyone's hand raised. So this is an example. Instead of saying I'm an agent who does lead gen, right? Or I'm a top producing real estate agent, you're choosing the kind of business owner you are and how you show up. So you would say, I am a CEO mom who creates experiences for my children, or I am a real estate agent who also makes an impact in my community or who gives back to something that matters to you, right? You're choosing the kind of person that you are outside of just being a person who's here because you want to know how to use lead gen. So you're just choosing who you are. Thank you, Pamela. So Pamela wrote in the chat, I can't use my mic at the moment, but her values are faith, family, quality time with her family, empathy, authenticity, and self-care. Those are great. You'll be able to build a really powerful plan through those too. So thank you for sharing. So even if you're not really clear what your identity statement is today, I want you to work on that and ask people around you who they see you as, because many times the people around you are going to see you as a better and bigger version of yourself than you do. And so have people tell you about yourself. Don't worry, it's not as scary as you think it will be. And refine your identity statement. If you haven't had practice with that before, I don't want you to feel rushed through that. It's really important that you're just really clear on who you choose to be as a human right now and as a business owner right now.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi, how are you, Magna?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me here. I was
I'm
having
so
problems
glad you're here.
before hearing, but I actually did what you just suggested. I sent an email to 5 of my closest friends and 1 business partner to see how they see me. I kind of know who I am, and if you don't mind sharing I do have an I am statement.
Please share it.
All right. So I am a woman of freedom, creating a life by design, not by default. I am a force of impact, changing lives one conversation, one home, one opportunity at a time. I am committed to growth, constantly evolving into the highest version of myself. I am grounded in authenticity, honoring my story and inspiring others to own theirs. I am building a legacy that will open doors for generations to come.
Yeah, I just got chills when you read that because just what I already know of you is so much in alignment with that. And thank you for those great examples. So you can literally have one clear I am statement. You can get people to share with you how they see you. And Magda has so many amazing ways that she contributes to this in life and in the real estate industry specifically. So thank you for being here and thank you for who you are.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah. All right, so we are going to move into the VIP calls section. Who here already does consistent VIP calls? Raise your digital or physical hand as a part of your lead generation. Who does VIP calls? I know a couple of you do. Okay, who doesn't know what I'm talking about? Raise your hand. Okay, who's not going to raise your hand no matter what I say? So VIP calls are you reaching out to the 20 to 50 closest people to you that if they heard someone talking about real estate across the room, yes, I know you do them, Pamela, I was waiting for you, they would run across the room and tell that person they need to call you. Those are your people. People that have influence, people that are in alignment with your values, people that have great energy alignment with you. And they can be physically located anywhere. They're just your top people that you know, no matter what, they're going to refer people to you. Or if you teach them how, they will be willing to. Because you have to remember, if you don't already have 50, it just means you haven't taught the people that want to help you how to help you. Because naturally, human beings want to help each other. We just don't teach each other how. Right? So if you're really clear with the people that you want to do business with and you want to do business with their friends and teach them exactly how to introduce you, then your job is just to consistently add value to them and collaborate with them and to make sure that that's calendared inside your lead generation and that you have a plan around it. So this VIP calls section is for you to choose. Do you want Monday morning, Friday morning, both, to be a time that every week, no matter what, you're calling the people that are your VIPs that you want to be in closer relationship with, do more business with, and continue contributing to. So I want you to go ahead and choose, if you don't already have that happening, that you choose when that's going to be for you moving forward when you leave here today. And then you have to think about, do you already have an idea of how many people are in your VIPs? If not, that's okay. You can walk away from this call and one of your action items can be that you're going to identify who your VIPs are. Pamela has 84. She just put that in the chat. And she goes to her VIP list every Monday or Tuesday. And then, for example, she just shared with me this morning that because she took some spring break time off with her kids last week and kind of relaxed some, she still made sure when she comes into this week, she's going to reach out to her VIPs from last week and this week. So even in the weeks that lead gen isn't perfect, VIPs come first. Yeah, front load them, put them in the beginning of the week. All right, everybody excited about this idea? Because you're going to get to do business with more people that you love doing business with this way. Here's the secret that a lot of people don't think about in real estate. You do get to choose who you do business with. We just forget that in moments that seem more challenging, or it takes more conversations or more effort, or the market is changing and the world is crazy and blah, 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 blah. All these things happen and we start to forget we have a choice and we get to choose who we do business with and how we help. It doesn't mean we stop helping people, but we can choose the people we surround ourselves with intentionally. And the more intentional we become, the more excited we get about helping them. Yes? All right. Okay, so now we're going to go into section B. This is really fun because I want to see how you guys all identify yourself. And I want you to type in the chat, even if you don't raise your hand and share. I want you to read each of these types of personalities. So the connector, who is people first, energized by being in rooms, relationships, real in-person conversations. You love open houses. You just know that you're legendary because you bring life and energy everywhere that you go. These are the networkers, right? You like connecting people. The second type is a builder. You love systems. You want the system to be perfect before you even start beginning to take action on it. You love metrics. You're a spreadsheet person. You actually like your 100 touches to just feel like a well-oiled machine. The third one is you're a nurturer. Heavy heart-led, contribution-driven, want to make a real difference. Real estate is one way your presence changes people's lives. Fourth is the visionary. You're big picture, idea-rich, community builder, and you have stage presence. You see the event before it exists and make others believe in it, even if you don't have all the details worked out yet. So I want you to identify which one of these describes you. And Magda shared she's a connector and a visionary, right? So you can kind of find yourself in two at times, but just think about which one do you lead with? If you weren't worried about anyone else's opinion, which one of these would describe you at your happiest time building your business? And the leaning in section definitely isn't 100% comprehensive. It might leave some things out, but it gives you some ideas. So based on what you selected, which go ahead and type in the chat what you selected as most like you and your personality. Tiffany, you're a connector. Love that. Who else? Builder. Sylvie. Awesome. Jeff. You picked the builder, but you need one that's the fixer. I get that. You do love to help people with their problems. That is so true. Okay. So everyone, minimally make sure you identify yourself here. And then it gives you some examples below that of some ways that you might like to lead generate based on your natural personality style. One of my biggest things that has happened over the years is someone to sit down in the office with me and say, I don't want to lead generate because I'm not going to cold call people. When in reality, it's just one of 10 million ways that you can lead generate. So don't allow a hard moment in our business or something different happening in our life cause us to limit the way that we can lead generate. And let's start remembering we have a choice and we can attract people. All right, then we're going to move into the 7 life topics. So this is what we talked about at the beginning. You'll see at the top, this form is legacy life generation. So we're exchanging the words lead generation to life generation because the majority of my coaching clients who are getting great business right now, they're actually doing it because they're more involved in the things they care about being involved in life instead of less involved. And sometimes you can get so business focused, your calendar no longer holds the things that are important to you. And when you actually turn that upside down and make sure it includes more of what's important to you, and you're in deeper relationships with those people, you have more business at a time that people are looking for who they can trust right now. So I have people that get business from church. I have people that are getting business from the gym that they're working out at right now. All of my people that their real estate business is growing that are coaching with me, it's because their calendar actually represents exactly who they are and they're getting business from that. And do you think that they have more joy right now? Yes, right? It's life-giving. It's giving them life and others. So here are several different ways that you can lead generate in alignment with different areas of life. So number 1 is if faith in your spirit is super important to you, making sure that consistently that you have your prayer and journal time in your church. Okay, Jeff, you started going back to church a month ago. Love that. Daily. So some examples are you could do a daily gratitude text to people, just letting them know how grateful you are for them about a specific way they show up for you or who they are. Care touches with no agenda, just genuinely checking on how people are doing in life. We got really good at that right around COVID in the real estate industry, and somehow it's just not consistently back on the calendar. People remember once in a blue moon, but it's not a consistent part of their lead gen, and it could be. And people really just appreciate people caring about them. Handwritten prayer notes, praying for clients by name and letting them know that you are. Protecting Sabbath and just making sure that you're actually present in your life so that you can show up on the other days consistent. Number 2, people and relationships. VIP calls to make sure that that weekly VIP anchor is a non-negotiable for you. Voice memos to your sphere because they can still hear your tone and it's not like a text where they can miss your tone. Past client check-ins. By the way, when you're checking in on someone, don't say I'm checking in on you. No one likes to be checked in on, but just making sure that you continue to touch base. One of the biggest places where people miss business is in their post-closing systems. So they have all these closings over the years, and then they don't have great systems of staying in relationship post-close, and those clients end up working with someone else, right? So the people in relationships piece, making sure you have excellent post-close relationship systems, more than just how many people can you fit in your brain that you need to touch base with. Referral partner coffees. So I'm a big fan of having a coffee shop or a place close by that you just schedule a bunch of dates together on one day and then message people or video message them and say, hey, I'm doing coffee with some of my favorite people next week. I have 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock available. Which one works for you? You're really important to me to spend time with. Because sometimes people are better. Yeah, Magda, 84% will end up working with someone else if you don't stay in touch. It's so true. Even if they wanted to work with you again, they just don't remember. DTD2 farm visits. Who knows what DTD2 is? This is Do the Database 2. It was born inside of Keller Williams, and some of you are Keller Williams and some of you are not. So this is just where you're paying attention to last names of people, and there's a schedule, and we can repost it by the end of the day today inside the Facebook group. There's a schedule for when you reach out to people based on their last name so that you can make sure you reach out to everyone in the quarter. And it organizes it for you so you can make sure that you don't miss anyone. And what this means by farm visits is where you're actually going and touching base with them and doing pop-bys and physically getting face-to-face with people. In handwritten notes. Who here loves getting a handwritten note from someone? right? It's so special. You don't, Jeff? Okay, well, I will not be mailing you a handwritten note. Okay. All right. Now we're going to move into community events. And you guys can read, but you understand these are just giving you some potential options of what you can do by living your life in the way that you want to live your life. And how do you lead generate using it? So if you're someone that loves to give back to the community, what nonprofits are you either starting or are you involved in? I have 2 coaching clients right now who actually are starting nonprofits. One of them by June and one of them by the end of the year. And then there are lots of nonprofits, even of your clients or past clients. Get familiar with what they care about and what they're a part of, and think about where do the things you care about being a part of align with what they do, and connect with them on it. The content and education. So if you've been a teacher in the past, which is a great background for the real estate industry, if you're someone that is an excellent presenter, if you're someone that's been on many stages, think about how can you consistently provide education to people around what you know they need related to wealth building, real estate, living in a specific area, and really lean all the way into this if that's one of the ones that you choose. What happens is people have 5 different things they're doing and they don't do any one well, and you're really looking for the couple of areas that you're going to lean all the way into. Number 5 is wealth and money education, and some options on how to incorporate that consistently on your calendar. Remember, specifically in the US, and I think in the majority of the world, more people turned 65 last year than ever before in history. So there's one of the biggest wealth transfers happening. And you need to be educating people and bringing people together and teaching them how to think about making sure that their family's wealth transfers are happening in alignment with how they want it done, that they have wills and estates in place, that they have the proper documentation, that they understand what all of that looks like. And you can partner with your fellow financial advisors, you can partner with attorneys, you can partner with people that you know to put those events on and just invite people together. Giving back is on here as well. And this is for people that like to volunteer. If you have certain places that you really care about, if you have a certain percentage of every closing that's going to go to one or a choice of nonprofits, because I've seen both happen well, and making sure that that's happening consistently. Maybe at the end of the year, depending on if you're in a taxable place or a non-taxable place, that you make a decision that you're going to give an annual gift from your business to something specific that matters to you. And then number 7, your health and your body wellness. So making sure that you're getting your walks in, your workout classes in, making sure that you're a part of a run club if you love that. Kids activities. Many of you are parents that are on here. Being involved in your kids' activities, wellness content and referrals from that. Health vendor partner that you can partner with for all of your clients. You can really think outside of the box. And by the way, this does not include everything, but do you see how there are so many options of how to live your life more in alignment with how you want to and lead generate because of it? What I want you to do is choose 2 to 3 of these life topic areas that you want to make sure you have on your calendar more consistently, or as consistently as you do right now, that you're going to lead generate through as well. So just select 2 or 3 of those boxes, and then go ahead and either come off mute or type in the chat what you chose. What are the life areas that you care about leaning all the way into right now? Did you guys choose some? Yeah. Pamela, I was thinking about you when I was putting this together, actually. You need to systematize number 4. Okay. So you already do most of these, but you need to systematize number 4. Love that. Okay. And some of you who've been in the business for quite some time probably will find that that's true for you as well. But you may already, and you might just take one, you might just take some. All right, we're going to move into section D. And this is where you actually choose. Oh, I love that, Jeff. That's really good, leaning into that. And that's really great for lots of people that you have in your circle too. I love that. Okay, so we're going to choose when you're going to lead generate consistently, because who here is perfect at doing 20 calls 5 days a week exactly, and you stop at 20 and you hit 20 exactly? Raise your hand. If someone is, that's great. And I really want you to be able to be present with your family. That's why you got into this business, probably a part of the reason. I want you to be able to be in a class and be present in it. I want you to be at a networking event and be present in it, right? And so what we can do around that is figure out, how do we front load? Oh, thank you for sharing those, Pamela. How do we front load our lead generation if we know our specific conversions are that we need 100 contacts to have the number of appointments to hit our goal? Then where in the week can we hit our 100? We don't have to, no one requires us to take until Friday, right? So we can actually choose what days of the week are we going to go all in on lead generation. And then we can choose what is our topic going to be for that based on some of the ideas that you already are doing consistently that are working for you, or some of the ideas that we've talked about today, so that you no longer are showing up to your calendared invite on here's my lead generation and you don't know what you're doing. Have the details in your calendar already in advance. So these are just some examples of which lead generation you want to do, and you can choose the top 2 or 3 based on the life areas, based on the things that we listed above, based on your personality. For many of my coaching clients, they have Monday be their CEO day, so that in the afternoon on Mondays, they're actually looking at their economic model, lead generation model, their budget, all areas and aspects of their business, and putting their business owner hat on versus just their lead generation hat on. And then they have 3 to 4 days a week that they lead generate, but they do front load it. I love that Pamela brought that word up, because that's something that I talk about a lot, is how do we front load those conversations such that they happen sooner in the week. So I just want you to choose what day of the week you're going to do lead generation. And there's 3 options there. And then what topics are you going to specifically focus on? And what is your conversation goal? So example might look like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On Tuesday, I'm going to talk to 33 people. On Wednesday, I'm going to talk to 40. I'm going to get the remainder on Thursday. And here's what I'm doing. I'm inviting them to this event, or I'm letting them know about this gala that I'm going to for a nonprofit, or I'm doing care calls. You can choose what you're doing, when you're doing it, and how you're doing it. Maybe it's I'm doing voice memos to let people know I'm thinking about them, right? Or it could be, if you're going all in on social media, letting everyone know that you just did a YouTube video educating people on what wills and estates look like, so they don't have anything happen differently with the real estate in their family than what they want to have happen. And then giving them the link to that video and just adding value to them. So the goal of this is just to make it easier for you to simplify it for yourself. Who has questions about section D? You're choosing your days. You're choosing how many touches you want to have that are 2-way conversations that day, whether it's in person, direct messages, text messages, however that looks for you, networking events. And that way you have a plan for how do you hit your goal in every week using 3 days. Okay, before we go into section E, I want everybody to come off mute and tell me what has been helpful so far for you in your business. And when you unmute yourself, make sure you let everyone know where you do business at so that they can send you referrals.
Everybody's quiet today. So I'll start. For me, I've been doing business for 23 years in the builder space. And my biggest thing that forever helped me was the networking, and not only attending, and also hosting, but also taking care of the agents and making sure, like you were saying, that they are okay, making that phone call. So in new construction, it's a little different. We don't do business to consumer directly. We do business to business. So we deal a lot with the realtor community, and it is about giving education, helping them through all the information about new construction, because not many realtors do new construction or know how to do it. So I develop a class that I charge normally $1,000 per student. However, with realtors that are my direct people that I do business with, completely free. So I teach. I believe what really works is taking care of the people that are going to take care of the consumer, so you get referrals. And at the end of the day, when you have that commission breath that is always been said, that doesn't work. That is transaction. So you have to be relational, always relationship first. And because when you take care of the relationships, the business take care of itself.
You know, I love that you shared from that perspective, because everyone here really can take exactly what you just talked about and look at this and figure out how to apply it to themselves and what their ideal clients need. So I love that you're here and sharing from that additional perspective. And I love the way you show up for people.
Thank you, Saundra.
Yeah, of course. All right, one more person. Share what you've gotten so far from it for you. Okay, we're going to keep going. So I know you're filling it out because you're still here, and I'm so proud of you for doing that. Section E, teach your friends to recognize life moves. One text from them is your highest leverage touch. This is what I was talking about earlier. People want to help us. We have to tell them how. So you probably already know all of these, and I just have them on a little list there. Some of the majority life moves that almost always mean a real estate transaction: marriage or moving in together, divorce or separation, death and family, new baby or growing family, kids moving out, job change or relocation, buying or selling a business, which could mean a commercial transaction, retirement, downsize or invest, and sudden wealth or inheritance, right? So you know all of these because you're in this industry. Do your VIPs and do your friends know to recognize these specific moments in the lives of the people they know as a time they need to introduce you? That is what you need to be thinking about when you're looking at that right now. And how can you make it very easy for them to remember that when someone is going through one of these natural life transitions that they need to introduce you at this time, and how specifically you can make someone's life easier or even more celebratory at these celebrating and challenging times in their life. These are just a couple of little examples of text that you can give them, and you can write your own so that it sounds like what you would actually send people. But you can literally just teach the people that you are having refer to you, hey, write a text like this message. Hey, friend, or hey, this is blah, blah, blah. Meet Sylvie. This person just had a job change and is moving to another country. You're the person to talk to about the real estate side of big life changes. You two should connect. Super easy, right? But you just got to equip people with these text messages so that they can make a warm introduction and you don't keep missing phone calls because it wasn't a warm handoff. They don't know how to do this unless you teach them. So you can just come up with your own. These were some examples so that you have something to work from if you didn't already have this. And now you know exactly what to say to your VIPs after you check on them. You can just make sure as it naturally comes up in the conversation, how can you teach them how to make an introduction for you? Now I want you to type your 10 friends that are getting this conversation this week. Who are the 10 top people that you're going to teach how to introduce you to other people this week? They can be people that you want to bring in closer to your VIPs. They could already be VIPs. They could own businesses where they are over an HR department in their business where they're in charge of moves. Whoever your top 10 people are. And then commit, because today's Monday, commit by the end of the week that you're going to reach out to those people and teach them how to introduce you to people that could do business with you. Here's the beautiful part about when you actually decide to do this right now, and don't walk away from this call without doing it. When you consistently incorporate your life touches and your VIP touches into the 36 touch that's already in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, and you add this to that, you actually have the potential of having 72 touches a year per person instead of just 36 by living your life more, not working yourself so much that you take away from your life. So this actually creates a lasting business that creates joy for you and for the people that you get to serve. And as long as you have at least 200 consistent people that you know that are METs in your database, then this creates a referral machine for you when you are implementing it consistently. Now, we all know, and maybe some of you don't, but I think most of the people that are on here do, that included in a 36 touch is that you have an event per quarter that you're inviting people to take part in, whether you're hosting it or they're just being a part of it with you. Don't get hung up on thinking you have to personally pay for and host and organize a big event. That's what stops people, and that's not true. You just have to have something happening every quarter consistently. Some of you already have great things that you've done that work for you, and you're just going to make that better every year. And some of you might have 2 things that work well and you're adding things on. Wherever you are, I want you to think about this for yourself. So go ahead and choose what your Q1 event is for next year, because we're beyond Q1 this year. Now you're thinking about it well enough in advance. So January, February, March, what is a Q1 event for you that you could include in your 36 touch? If you already know what it is, write it down. And remember, if you're doing something that has a cost associated with it, your ideal client is also the ideal client of a lot of vendor partners that you have. And it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. Those people can come alongside you and be a sponsor, and you can have that conversation now. You don't have to wait till last minute. And those are just some memory joggers inside of there. You can have your own things that you already know work for you. Q2, you're going to do the same thing. We're in Q2, so if you don't already have your event happening, it's time to think about it, and you still have time. Q3, and I know the weather is different depending on what country you're in there, but just thinking about something fun to do in Q3. One thing that's super important is if you do educational things for the consumer, make sure that you word the marketing in a way that they understand why they need to be there. I've seen a lot of people do educational things and they word it like, come hear what this appraiser has to say, or or do this or do that. And the consumer doesn't understand why they need to be there and they have less of a turnout than they wanted to. It's important to speak low enough in Maslow's hierarchy of needs that someone who is understanding just a normal way of talking knows why they need to be a part of what you're doing, because they won't get it until they get there sometimes. So make sure your language is effective in getting them there so that all the efforts that you're making do connect with them. I've been guilty of that before too, by the way. So that's why I'm so familiar with it. And then quarter four. So quarter four is pretty easy to do something. There are lots of opportunities. I've had people that do their gratitude dinner for their VIPs in either November for Thanksgiving time or in February for Love Month, where they love on their VIPs. And that's gone really well whenever people have done a good job with their VIP dinners. Or one person did a VIP coffee at a coffee shop with pastries. So don't make it hard. People want to gather. They need relationships with other great people, and you're an awesome person. So you should be creating community where you are. All right. I would love and I think Pamela already shared some earlier. She wrote in the chat, for her business to business approach, she finished her Queen Connections. It's a trusted vendor compilation of all the vendors she knows, and it will be shared with her database and clients, especially useful for her relocation customers. I love that. So, and I love the play on like the Queen City too. I don't know if you meant that, but that was genius. So I'd love for you guys to share, what are the events that you have done that have worked really effectively for you, or what are some new events that you just wrote down based on this worksheet? And you can either type in the chat or you can come off mute and share.
Saundra, I do a lot of events, community events, where I get people to learn and truly intentionally networking and bring people from different careers and backgrounds and get the media involved. When I said the media, we have La Prensa, La Noticia, Northern Media in there as well. And I give everybody a minute to 90 seconds to promote their events or their own events or what they do. So truly they are intentional, curated networking events, and they're not open to everybody. So it's by invitation only, because we want to be also mindful and careful who comes, because sometimes, unfortunately, we have a lot of takers and people that come and they only take from you and they don't contribute. And so we don't want those people in the room. We want people to be able to collaborate together, to contribute. I give you, you give me, we both win. But those events have done a lot for me. One, I normally do it on in my neighborhoods, in my communities, so they come and look at the product. And second, they also benefit from creating new relationships. And I do it because I belong to so many organizations. The Chamber of Commerce, I will highly recommend, if you guys are not member of the Chamber of Commerce, become a member Chamber of Commerce. You are able to invite them and they will come. So I did a Chamber of Commerce meeting and over 80 people showed up, 4 sales in a weekend out of that event. So it's all about being very intentional. I'm here to provide a service, to serve people. At the same time, it's okay to say, I need this from you too. You know, it's okay to accept a favor, a partnership. Yes. Because unfortunately, we are raised sometimes, especially us Latinos, I'm speaking for me, just to give and give and give and not to ask a favor in return. It's okay to receive also. So I believe putting together events, curated events with the intention of what do I really want the outcome out of this event. You don't put events just to put events. It's like, who's going to win, how I'm going to make sure that the audience win, and also how I'm going to win myself. How do I win? And we create a win-win situation, as Keller Williams says.
That's great. I love that. Thank you so much. Yes, Pamela, you have a lot of really great things
I can
to share
speak.
here. Yes.
I can speak.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay, first of all, Magda, I need to meet Magda immediately.
You
Please
will love each other. I will.
Please connect us, Saundra. And I mean, honestly, from this list, this is where my mind goes. So if my mind goes there, I'm sure that more than one other person does the same. It's like, oh my God, I should be doing all of these things. And no, you should not be doing all these things.
No.
It does make me realize that I am doing a lot of these things, which is good and bad. With my GPS, I did narrow down a lot of these to make sure that I am doing the ones that are, number one, feel more natural to me and not as forced. Number two, that I am actually getting business from them because they take a lot of resources and time. And like Magda said, sometimes we, at least I fall into that category where I give, and sometimes you're not actually getting anything back, but you are taking away, in my case, my family. So I can't go down that route. But one of the things that this helps me to see is that there's routes that I should be exploring, and there's some that I should be systematizing, right? Definitely. And there's not, it doesn't have to just click one button. We could do one thing that we enjoy, and it could fall in different circles. And
Yeah.
those are the ones that are going to make us feel more accomplished, but also less stressed because we're actually enjoying them. So maybe focus on those, because if you saw this list and you're like, oh my God, I have to do so many things.
But this is just
Don't.
to give options. You're so right. Yes, this is to give options because I didn't want people to feel stuck or like they have to do their business someone else's way, right? You can find
Exactly.
something on here that you love. And I mean, you do have
Mhm.
a few of those. And I love what you're talking about of like stopping the things that are not creating an ROI or a return on energy and then don't make you feel like you're making impact, and then going all the way in on the things that are working and that are in alignment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate all of you. I'm gonna have to hop off.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay. And does anyone else have any events that you want to talk about really quick? And we are going to finish on time in 9 minutes. So you guys are doing awesome.
I do have an event.
Awesome.
This is completely off topic, but I am the president of United Latinas in Charlotte. It is the largest Latina organization in the country. We just opened the chapter in Charlotte, and because of the grand opening and the success, the mini convention will be in Charlotte. We have been in business for 4 years, and we bring amazing minds together. And it's going to be at Bank of America, April 3rd. I can send you, Saundra, the information. I do
Okay.
have, being the president, a 50% discount for anybody that I invite. The convention, it will be all day with every single speaker except me and another person are from Charlotte. Everybody else is flying in from different countries and different cities. And again, talking about networking, this is highly curated event, about 200 people that are high net worth. And I would recommend you, if you have the time, to be in that room. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be included for the $99 discounted price. And we don't do this for profit. It's truly to bring communities together and for all of us to start doing business together and everybody again to win. So I'll send you that information directly, Saundra, and hopefully you can disseminate it around your community. And I will extend an special invitation to you, because I will have a local event in June that I would love for you to be part and for you to speak on that event. So more coming on that, and I'll connect with you privately.
Awesome. Well, thank you for speaking up. And what an excellent example that you just set for anybody that maybe can't fly to Charlotte right now, because we have people that are all over the world on this call right now. And I love the example you just set. So if you're like, I don't know how I can get to the Carolinas in the United States right now, I want you to listen to how do you apply what she just talked about to where you are and what you're a part of. Thank you, Magda. You're so awesome. I definitely want to be a part of anything that you're doing. And then let's move into H. So your complete legacy life generation plan. This just gives you a place to summarize, because how many of us have taken classes or been a part of conversations or been a part of something where you have all these ideas and they're all over the place, and then you don't know what you're doing with it when you leave, you just get back to work and you kind of drop the ball on all of it. Anybody else or just me? So this is a space where you can take all the pieces of the page and put your plan in one place so that you're really clear on what you're walking away with for the rest of the next 12 months. Remember, your 12 months is what you decide it to be, right? It doesn't matter that we're in April. It doesn't matter. You can choose moving forward in the next 12 months. Here's what my business is going to look like. Here are the things I'm going to tweak and improve on, and put it all in right there in one place. You're going to go through your values one more time. You're going to write them down, and you're going to score when you look at your system on the left after you type everything in one place on the light purple, and you look at your top 5 life values. How would you score them? Do your systems that you chose that you're going to focus on honor your life values? And then when you are able to do that and type them on there and compare everything that you're going to be doing to your life values, let's have you guys answer. You're going to know the answer to this. Do you think it's going to feel like you're mostly living, still feel like it's only work, or feel like it's mixed when you're considering your life values when you're building your business? I would suggest it's going to feel like you're mostly living, or at least mixed. when you always build your business from this perspective of being inside out instead of just business, 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 and hoping I get to have a little bit of life, right? Okay, so we're going to move into legacy life question. What is one system? Because if you build one system a week, you build 52 in a year. So what is one system that you can build this week that makes living your life values the same thing as building your business? So is that you are going to go to the gym more consistently and invite some of the people on your VIP list to go work out with you? Is that you are going to get more involved in a nonprofit that you already give back to, and that you're going to be a major sponsor at that in second quarter so that you can invite people to your table there? What is it? Just choose one little tiny system that you can build this week for your business that moves your values and business closer. You can just write that down. And then one thing you're going to do tonight is super important, because every time we choose to make an impact in any part of our business or life, when we choose to take one action in the next 24 hours, it speeds up the probability of us getting that thing done. So just write down the one thing that you're going to do in the next 24 hours where it says, one thing I'm going to do tonight. It might be that you need to check on a location for something. It might be that you need to contact a vendor partner that's going to spend money with you on something you really want to do. Whatever that is. It might be that you need to make your VIP list so when Friday comes, you can go all in on your 50 VIPs. Whatever that is for you. And then the last little list down there is just where you can go select your touches of exactly what lead generation is going to look like for you, right? Because you can actually choose how you do that. It's not the same every time. It doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be monotonous. You have to touch a certain number of people, but how is up to you. And maybe some things that you're doing are not on here, but this definitely includes a lot of options for you. So then you'll just go through there and figure out, they don't all have to be in the same week, but what are some of the ways you're willing to lead generate? And now when you're mapping out your lead generation days for each week, when you do your weekly calendar, which some people do on Fridays, some people Sunday nights, whatever your weekly calendar time looks like, you're going to go through and make sure during your lead generation time that you have exactly what you're doing during that time spelled out inside of your calendar in the notes, so that you're not wondering or getting lost or wasting time because you didn't know what you were doing during that time. And then you become super efficient and you have an amazing lead generation engine that you love. Okay, we have 1 minute and I want to hear what everyone took away. You invested your hour with me and I'm so glad that you did. So I would love for you to type in the chat what was most helpful for you, or the one takeaway that you had that's going to help you in your business.
Hi, Saundra. Everybody in South Africa has been very quiet, so let me say something.
I'm so glad to see you today.
Thank you. I'm glad that you mentioned at the end setting up a VIP list, because that's exactly what I put as my biggest task. I didn't think of my VIPs as actually contacting them so structured and actually having a plan around setting up business and informing them on how to reach out or when to reach out. So that was immensely valuable. Thank you very much for that. So that is definitely my priority of things to do.
Well, I'm so excited about that for you, because I know that's going to cause you to have a lot of business. And thank you for being here from South Africa. I did notice a few of you were here today, and I'm so happy about it. Of course. Okay, who else? One more person. Melissa, did you want to speak? I just showed that there was sound.
No, Melissa usually has lots to say. I'm sure she can say something.
Melody wrote, you get to choose who you do business with intentionally. Yes, it's so true. We get to choose. Okay, well, I'm super glad that all of you are here, and I'm very excited for you to be a part of our future CEO Blueprint sessions. Make sure you go inside the Facebook group if you're not already inside the Legacy Collaborative, and just go and you can check events. They're twice a month. They're at the same time and they're recorded. So you'll get the recording on YouTube. And Magda, thank you for all the value you added today. And just thank you for every single person who chose to show up. And feel free to share that form with anybody that you want to. You can share the link. It is public and they can use it as a tool for them as well. And I hope that all of you guys have a great rest of your week. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Saundra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa.